Hello and welcome back on Pitchside. This is exactly what Test cricket is about. That Pakistan dominated day one, and on day two, South Africa has shown a bit of a fight thanks to their bowlers at the top in that early session, and then the batters stepping up as well. I've got with me Waqar Younis and Sean Pollock. Sean, I'm going to start with you because we've seen great character from South Africa today. Starting at the top with Muthusamy, what a performance from him.
Yeah, brilliant with the ball today. In particular, South Africa needed someone to stand up. They needed to try and wrap things up, and he did that. I mean, picking up 6 wickets, and his consistency, the areas he hit, the fact that he got wickets back to back. I mean, he had twice. He was on a hat trick throughout this game, and so important for South Africa. Gave them a real chance when they bowled Pakistan out for that 378. You felt, okay, South Africa are in with a shout, and it was just about being consistent, hitting your right areas, and he did that consistently. So a day he'll remember. South Africa, when they came out to bat, I thought they were good. They've given themselves a chance, but unfortunately the nature of the surface has been when the new batter comes to crease, they kind of struggle, and Pakistan have once again showed that with the ebbs and flows of what we've seen, they're on the mountain at the moment, and South Africa have got it all to do.
From a Pakistan perspective as well, Waqar, I mean, you look at the way things started for them. Definitely that hour after tea, everything just happens after tea. We so often than not see it in Test cricket. Just on Muthusamy, making that ball really talk today. His figures taking 6 wickets for 117. So really putting South Africa in the driver's seat at one point. But we will be coming to Waqar Younis just in a bit, because as we are showing this lovely graphic, we've also been joined by the man of the moment, Senaran Muthusamy. Senaran, thank you so much for joining us and taking time out, because you're still batting out there and coming here. And fantastic performance overall, 6 wickets in this innings. Talk us through your performance first.
Yeah, thank you, Zainab. I think firstly it was a real team effort, a bowling effort as a unit. I think everybody, all of us, put in the hard yards at some stage. I was lucky enough to reap the rewards and get a few wickets. So yeah, very grateful.
There were 2 opportunities where you were on a hat-trick in this particular innings, and you got the all-important wicket of Imam Haq as well. I mean, what was the game plan, considering the surface that you saw and overall evaluation of this particular wicket?
Yeah, I think it was just to try to be consistent and do a job for the team, Yeah, being on a hat-trick is cool. I mean, it's a lovely opportunity, right? It's a rare feat in cricket. Hopefully, it does come off at some stage. But yeah, it wasn't to be in this game.
More importantly, did they know that you won a hat-trick on the first time? Because you got that wicket and you guys went off to tea, and then you came back and there was an over bowled, and then it was almost like the field that wasn't set for a hat-trick delivery. Had they forgotten that you were on a hat-trick?
No, I think we did remember. Well, I did remember.
You remembered, just the rest of the team.
No, I think we did. Yeah, just didn't quite work out this innings, Paul. But yeah, just really grateful. Good team bowling effort that. Obviously, we would have liked to have restricted them to a few less runs, but we're still fighting, still batting. I think Ricks, the top order, and Tony have really batted really nicely there. It's been an awesome effort so far.
Okay, let's focus on you now. Let's just worry about you. Tell us about your pace variation. You've obviously played a little bit of cricket on the subcontinent now. Was there anything you kind of found after your first spell or your second spell that you felt like you needed to do going forward and ended up with the success you had?
Yeah, maybe just being variable and just landing the ball in a consistent area, I think,
Because I do say that there's an ideal pace for each spinner on different surfaces. Do you feel like you found it at some stage?
Yeah, probably not as consistently as I would have liked, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully going forward I can. And also to do it a bit quicker. I think that's the key. Yeah, but eventually did kind of get there. So yeah, it's still a work in progress, but yeah, good progress.
Also, you've batted on there just for a short period of time. Give us an insight into the conditions there. Is it quite difficult?
Yeah, of course. I think you've got to be sound defensively with good scoring options, good boundary option, good intent to get off strike and that sort of thing. But yeah, the guys have batted really nicely so far, so hopefully we can really extend the partnership and extend our batting innings tomorrow.
Just in terms of, the length that you were bowling as well, you spoke about the pace. I mean, what was that area that you were targeting? Did you have a specific game plan against the Pakistani batters?
I don't think it's anything out the ordinary, to be honest. I think it's just normal, bringing the batter forward or pushing him back under pressure. yeah, and just trying to stay variable, and then being as consistent as possible with the line as well.
Okay, last one from me and for the viewers out there. We see you walk off with this 6-wicket haul ball. What happens to that? Where does it sit in your pride of place at home? Does it go into a cupboard, into a drawer, or does it go into the mantelpiece?
Well, yeah, I've got to decide now. This is my first one in Test cricket. I've got a few in first-class cricket, but yeah, this is really special. It's something that's taken quite a while. It's a journey. It's been a long journey for me. It's a different journey where I started off as an opening batter, and then started bowling a lot more into a middle-order batter, and still bowling a lot. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. But yeah, it's definitely something that I've got to sort out. More than likely will frame this one. Really special.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts, and we wish you all the best for obviously the coming days as well. Brilliant performance then by Senaran Muthusamy, and we can hope that he can continue this work of his. Thank you so much once again. All right, then, quick look at how things progressed in case you guys missed out. Tony de Zorzi making 81, and that was an important contribution because you were talking about contributions at the top. We saw that from Ryan Rickleton, and he managed to put up a fight there as well. Right now, we've got de Zorzi and Muthusamy at the crease for South Africa. All right, then, that was Muthusamy for you. But now we've been joined by the legend, Waqar Younis, to also talk about this game. Waqar, we spoke to Muthusamy. What a great spell of bowling that was from him.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you know, playing in a naive conditions for the first time. It grew up in South Africa where the pitches are very, very different to what we see here in Pakistan and subcontinent. And I thought he was really resilient. I mean, he just kept on, you know, bowling the lengths which is required. Variation was excellent. So I thought it was just beautifully what to see. You see, he's got an excellent, you know, action also, which I really like. I thought, you know, getting sideways and gets a good spin, good revs on the ball also. So I feel that he's very, very good, you know, moving forward into the next test match and of course, you know, playing more test matches.
Well, just in terms of the batting performances then, Polly, it was important for South Africa to start well, and they had somebody like Ryan Rickleton. I mean, what a performance from him.
Yeah, real quality. I mean, he's gone from strength to strength. You know, it wasn't so long ago that he kind of wasn't a secure member of the side. And, you know, it's actually funny how it's worked out. De Zorzi was the one who got injured, gave him the opportunity to play at the top of the order, got a 200 against Pakistan in Cape Town, and then went from strength to strength. Wonderful Champions Trophy, had a good RPL, and he's just been going and playing some unbelievable cricket. Now it's turned. De Zorzi gets his opportunity because Temba Bavuma's injured this time, and he's shown what he's capable of. He's got himself to 80, and he'll be hoping to get on a big score as well. But Ryan Rickleton, I think he's got a classical technique, and he applies himself really well. He's not a massive man, looks to score too square, and we saw some wonderful shots. I think the ones that impressed me the most were the use of the feet and the shots he played straight back over the bowler's head on the spinners, because there was people positioned backwards. And you'll notice that it's classical kind of shots. You know, he's got the variation, the reverse sweep most of the modern cricketers do. But he picks up length early. He's strong square of the wicket. But these are the two shots. This one, the second one in particular, where he just kind of held his shape and played some beautiful straight shots down the ground. So, yeah, we're disappointed having got out once again a person on this kind of pitch. But you get the feeling on that surface you're never in. And that's why these big scores, the guys still can't go on and get an even bigger one.
It reminds me of Quinton de Kock a little bit. Yeah. You know, when he first arrived, he was flashy, you know, young, and you know, wants to really prove himself. And he looks actually a bit more organized when you talk test match cricket. You know, what I've seen today. So he's definitely, you know, utility cricketer, can bat, and of course can do the wicket keeping job also. So, you know, that's someone you can look upon for a long period.
Yeah, I mean, you think of some of the players in South Africa, when you lose them to the system, like, for example, when Quinton de Kock decided that he wasn't going to play anymore, now he's back, he's turned turtle on that decision. But when you lose him, you think, oh, how are you going to replace him? But Rickleton has stepped up, and he's very similar cricket, probably not as wristy as Quinton de Kock. Quinton will do a lot more flicks and cut them square of the wicket, but when they're in the full flow and they go straight down the ground, very, very similar.
And Ryan Rickleton was impressive, but so was Tony de Zorzi, because there was a period when he came out and, you know, was a bit scratchy, Waqar, with Hassan Ali bowling. There were a few edges flying out to third man. But the important thing is that he's still there.
Yeah. Look, this is a pitch where I guess most of the batters will struggle as they walk in. I mean, we saw a player of Babar's class who came in, and first over it seemed that he'll be getting out on any ball. So it's a tough pitch to start off, but once you get in, it's a slow surface, and once you get the measures of the spinners, then you know where the ball's going to spin and turn and how I'm going to manage it. And I think things become a little easier because it's a slow pitch. It's a turner, but it's a slow turn. So it is kind of hard. This is early days, early time for him, and then once he get it right, this was a scratchy time for him, where he struggled a bit. But once he was settled, he got in the and got the lines and lengths and of course the pace of the surface right. He was beautiful. He played really good knock.
I think it's a little bit similar to Imam Ul-Haq, isn't it? I mean, he's the kind of out of the side, and now he has to wait for an opportunity. The injury comes, and he gets a chance. And you know, how many more am I going to get? So I kind of have to make it pay. And I mean, he would admit that at the initial part of his innings, he was playing in the wrong V, because you're supposed to play in the V straight down the ground. He was playing in the V behind to the wicketkeeper with those 3 boundaries through the slips. But you've sometimes in cricket and in international sport, where you just got to fight through. You've got to show the application and just bite the bullet when things aren't going according to plan, and then they start to turn, and they did. You know, he played some wonderful shots. This was the scratchy start to his innings where things weren't going according to plan, but he held his nerve. He hung in there, and then he started to find a bit more freedom. That was a wonderful shot. The slog sweep was probably the best. He scored some nice shots through the offside later on in his innings, and he's still there with 81.
Yeah, over the years you've seen a lot of cricketers play like that. It's not that only him looking kind of not that great playing those sort of shots. Some of the great players in the past have played like that, you know, with soft hands, and this might not be the soft hands, but he's got a little lucky also. So this is a pitch where you just got to stay out there and spend time. Once you spend time, I think things get easy.
I mean, it can get a bit difficult, like you said, you know, when you're first up on this turning track, but not a single second did it seem, Polly, that he's sort of going into his shell because he's unable to middle the ball. And, you know, that speaks of character for a player.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get much experience of playing in these kind of conditions. So you've played a lot of his cricket in South Africa, obviously, and I remember watching him in Bangladesh where he kind of started to work things out. How do I play spin? He started to get the different sweeps going, understanding where his scoring areas were. And I think also understanding the importance of, if you get stuck on surfaces like that and don't go anywhere, you'll get yourself into trouble and eventually get one that gets you out. So he understood. And I think also it was complemented by the fact that he was with Rickleton for a period of time. They kind of played off each other and kept that momentum going. But he's worked it out. He's got himself in, and I think he's key tomorrow. If South Africa are to have any chance of winning this test match, they have to get closer to Pakistan, because the lead of even anything from 100 to a 60 is a massive lead in the context of what their pitch is going to start doing. So they need him to be there and add a lot more to what he's done, and continue with that mental approach.
From Pakistan's perspective, Waqar, I mean, would they be happy with the bowling performance that they've had? I mean, there was a partnership, but they did come back into the game.
Yeah, I think there was a period where Pakistan were, you know, really cruising, picking up wickets from 173 to sort of 200 runs. That period of 25 runs where Pakistan picked up 3-4 wickets and put really South Africa on the back foot. And the middle order, the low middle order, had no answer to any of these Pakistani spinners, especially in Noman. That was an ordinary shot, I would say, for a Test match cricket. A batsman of number 4. This is when things started, you know, sort of moving toward Pakistan. Agha Salman's wicket, and then it was beautiful lengths and lines from Noman and Sajid also. Yeah, this was another easy, you know, soft dismissals, hard hands. You know, you can play with the hard hands, or you can play with the, you know, those sweeps in South Africa. But when you're playing in this part of the world where the ball doesn't come, ball comes slowly, you have to either play very softly or you just go for it. You know, there's no middle ground.
I need to ask, though, what kind of tea do these players drink at tea? Because we've seen that so many times in Test cricket, that there's a big partnership, and all of a sudden, when you do come back after tea, there's a flurry of wickets and almost like a collapse. What happens at tea?
Yeah, well, they used to obviously say the drinks break was like a wicket, because you kind of just drop your concentration, and I suppose it's case in point, particularly on hot days. You get out there and you feel like you've got to start again. And I think the big issue on this surface we've seen, whether it's after tea or new batters coming to, we've seen a lot of guys struggle and get out straight away. And I think that's the adjustment. When you've worked your game plan out, then you feel like you can do a job. But initially when you get to there, and it's happened so many times after the tea break, they aren't quite on point and they get themselves into trouble.
What about Salman Ali Agha's, not Salman Ali Agha, I'm just talking about the leadership aspect of Shan Masood. We saw his Salman Ali Agha's innings. I'm going to come to that as well, but just Shan Masood's captaincy. What did you make of it?
When he's scoring runs, he's a different personality. His energy on the field is very, very different to when he's not. So I still feel that he's growing. He's still learning the art that if you're not scoring runs, there is a bigger job in hand at times. You have to forget what happened when you are a batter. So I feel that he's got potential. And going forward, I think he will get better and better with the time. The resources he's got, especially at home with playing on these pitches, I think he will get better and better.
Rightly said there. Then the captain scoring runs will always give him confidence on the field as well. We'll take a short break and we'll be back, so don't go anywhere. Well, great to be back on pitch side, just discussing how the fortunes were for both these sides. Waqar, tomorrow is going to be an important day for both the teams. Looking at South Africa and Pakistan, how do you think Pakistan should be approaching it, considering the fact that they still have 4 wickets to take?
I think Pakistan will be. They are in front and they'll be feeling a lot more confident tomorrow morning. They're just going to come positive, thinking that, okay, we're just going to wrap this up and get as many runs as you can, because we're getting into only a third day. So still heaps of time left in this test match. So Pakistan definitely way in front at this stage. But tomorrow, if the South Africans, they just put up a good partnership or couple of partnerships to get somewhere near that, then the game will start opening. For now, I think Pakistan are in control.
162 is the trail with regards to South Africa. So would it be a case of them sort of getting close to that total?
Yeah, they've got to do everything they possibly can, every single partnership they can structure together. I think if you look at their batting lineup, they've got a bit of depth. Simon Harmer's no mug, Subrian coming in next, even Kakisa Rabada probably coming at number 11. He's no mug. We saw that innings he played against Pakistan to get South Africa the points to get to the World Test Championship final. So they need to try and structure everything they possibly can. If they can get within 50 or 60, I feel like they've done an unbelievable job. And then it's focus. Okay, now we need to make it really difficult for Pakistan, because that second innings when Pakistan come out to bat, there's going to be more on offer to turn for the spinners, and they can't afford to leave themselves much to chase in the fourth innings if they get that opportunity. So it's going to be grinding out. Sen Mutasamy, I think his opening batting instincts need to come to the fore, and he needs to strike a partnership with the Zorzi, much like what Pakistan did earlier in the day today.
I'll tell you what, an exciting day awaits us on day 3, and all our fans in the UK have now got this amazing service where they can watch all the Pakistan games, the thrilling cricket action with Pakistan versus South Africa, Pakistan versus Sri Lanka, and also the T20 International Tri-Nation Series, in which you've got live.pcb.com.pk is your streaming platform. Don't forget what we have for you lined up tomorrow as the coverage starts at 9:30. It's an important day overall in this Vigotel Mobile Presents Bank Al Falah Test Series. All right, thank you so much, Polly and Waqar. I think you guys need a bit of sleep as well now, and definitely need to catch up on the sleep and be all energized, revitalized, and all the adjectives that you can think of, bringing all the positive energy here on pitch side as well. That's pretty much all that we have for you from here. Until next time, it's goodbye.